Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Mompreneur MD Live. And I know I feel different today. I feel different today than most of my Mondays. I'm kind of like from right from the time that I woke up, I'm just like really energetic, no more energetic than usual. I don't know, maybe the reason is it's because of the session today, because I'm actually quite looking forward for this session. It's been like a year, I've been wanting to put up this session. I've been wanting to share with everyone, this the story of of my guest for today, and it's gonna be amazing, and you will definitely be inspired. But before that, I want to welcome everyone who's watching. And if you are here watching, do type in your name and where you're watching from, and just shout out, like, it's, this month is still our month. It's still Women Empowerment Month. It's still Mom Empowerment Month. Again, just shout out your name, where you're from, and then one word that tells how, what you're feeling right now, or what you're feeling today. Yeah, for if you're new here, I am Dr. Jet Bacaltas. I am a pediatrician and a mompreneur, and my mission is to help you run your online business as well, also juggling happy and healthy mom lives. And the Mompreneur MDTV is, you maximize this, you get it stories of stories of inspiration, and you also get insights and information that you can use not just in your mompreneur life, but also in your mommy life, even your life, your life as a as moms, as wives. Definitely, right? So we're okay. It's okay. All right. Okay, my all right. For the meantime, my no Lisa is still fixing some technical issues on her end. So for the meantime, I wanna just talk to everyone here. Right. So I will just talk to everyone here for while we're waiting, because offline, because right before we went live, we had some technical issues. We have some internet issues. No, Lisa is actually from Singapore, and they have like the fastest internet there. And maybe it's my internet that's having problems, but we'll see. All right. But I know, I don't know if you are feeding. I'm Kelvin from Malaysia, Mabuhay. Hi, Kelvin. Hi, Mabuhay, also from the Philippines. And that's nice. No, that's nice. Actually, Lisa is actually Malaysian. My guest today is actually Malaysian, and she will definitely, you know, she will definitely share with us so many. Yeah, all right, Lisa is already here. Okay, all right. So before and everything, no, before I introduce you, before I show her to all of you. This particular guest of mine, I met her 2019, and I met her online, and then I was actually very inspired by her stories. We met in Instagram, so I was very inspired by her stories, and I kind of reached out to her and invited her for an interview for the Mompreneur Success Summit. And then I didn't expect it, because she was this, like, this frail, CEO mompreneur, very beautiful. I didn't expect to hear her story, just like that. I mean, her story, just, it's kind of one of those stories that sticks to you. Like, I've been telling the story even to my husband, even to my friends. I keep on telling them about her story, how she started, how she did everything. And just really amazed. And this is my second interview from her, and I'm so grateful to have her here, because I've been waiting for this moment, no, the second moment that I wanna interview her again. And so I want to introduce her to all of you for a while. All right, I'm gonna bring her in. Lisa Klenk
Hi.
Harper here. She's actually the CEO of the Spendless Cosmetics Beauty Network, an award-winning CEO and author, and
Okay, Jen, are you
international.
able to hear me? Because I
Yes,
cannot hear you.
you cannot.
So,
You,
yeah, yeah, your
oh,
voice was lost. Your
oh,
audio setting.
yes. Oh wait.
Are you
Uh-huh.
on mute?
No, I'm not. Wait, how about that one? How about that one? Now, still no voice, still no audio. How about you guys? Do you hear me? Can you hear me over there if you're watching? No? No voice at all? Ah. Wait a minute. Uh-huh. Audio. Hello, hello, hello. I kind of How about that? Better? Can you hear me now? Now? Shall I come out? Yes, I think so. Wait. Uh-huh. 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 Can see you perfectly. Suddenly. Okay. So wait lang. Loud and clear. Okay. Wait a minute. Maybe there's something. I don't know what's wrong. How about that? Loud and clear. Loud and clear from where I am. Thank you so much. So okay. So I think there's really some like technical issues, no, for from Lisa's end. But for the meantime, since she's not yet here, I'm gonna be. All right, so I'm gonna be introducing you some more. Now, Lisa is currently the CEO of the Spendless Beauty Network and managing operations in more than 14 countries. Imagine. And she has also authored several books and appeared in multiple media newspapers. In 2014, she led an empowering women campaign with Singapore Committee of UN Women, as well as becoming the face to Shiseido in the same year. Grabe, nabulol ako dun. She's a sought-after speaker, having spoken about entrepreneurship, investment, and mompreneuring, trade equity financing, networking, evolution of retail e-commerce, and global and many international conferences. And having spoken also in Southeast Asia, including University of Malaya, Manipal University, and yeah, in SB Jane and more. Lisa dedicates to lecture monthly on topics related to personal branding because she's also a personal branding coach, which we will have, bonus topics for this afternoon. We will have personal branding tips for all of you. And stay tuned. If you do have questions about personal branding, just write it in the comment section. And you're in for a treat because she's gonna be answering those questions for you. And personal branding, entrepreneurship, and leadership. Right there we go. And this one, get this. Now, at the age of 28 in 2019, Lisa has been awarded as Asia's greatest CEO. Grabe, at the very young age and a mompreneur at that. She's also a mom and a mom of three. And how she manages that, how she got all of that, we will hear about her in a while because she is already here. How about that?
Good.
Hear me now?
Yep, much better. Looking forward. Yes, all good now.
Yay! So this is what I love about live because it's you see the behind the scenes that going live is not no, it's not easy. You cannot edit it, you cannot cut it, you just have to go through it. And that's what I love about hype because it's more genuine and you will really see the struggle and the challenges. All right. So for no, let's start. Let's get right to it because I've been telling the people, those who are watching over here, how amazing you are and how your story really stuck through me. It really inspired me all these years. I will never forget your story. It's one of those stories na like I said, no, na I keep on telling even my husband. I keep on telling you know what? There's this amazing mompreneur that I got to interview, and she's just so amazing. You know how she started texting that? I keep on telling her, I keep on telling him that, and all of my friends as well. And here you are now. So we wanna know know your story. I want to share your story to everyone here. So do tell us how you started, why you started, how you started. I'm sure they will be amazed how you started, and how did you become like what you are right now, leading so many companies. Just the CEO that you are now.
Thank you so much, firstly, for having me. And you're right about the technical error, but everything makes it more genuine. And so that is amazing for me to now be in this show and sharing about my story as well. So I guess Dr. Jet did introduce to you a little bit about my history, but I'm going to tell a story from my point of view. I'm actually based in Singapore at the moment. And just 10 years ago, exactly 10 years ago, I was a stay home mom. So I have three children. At that time, they were all under 4 years old, and I just decided to start my business because I was struggling financially. So our household income was not a lot, and having three kids in Singapore is relatively quite expensive. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna sell something online because that's what I noticed of everybody. And keep in mind that being a stay-home mom for many years, a school dropout, I definitely do not have enough income, connections, business acumen. So I have no idea how to start. So I went on YouTube one day and I saw this video of somebody actually making hair accessories from ribbons. So I kind of learned how to do it just using ribbons and make hair accessories for children. And I started putting it on social media, just hoping that I could earn some sales, $100 a week or $500 a month. So I came with the mindset of just trying to make income for my children. That's about it. And then when I finally tried to sell on social media, apparently the product got viral. I think because of the quality and the way I market it, just using my daughter to wear it. And that starts the door of business for me. And I realized that, hey, this could be more than $500 a month, right? If I found out how to do business, if I know I learn how to do it better, maybe if I market better, I can earn way more than $500 a month. And the money will be so good for my family and for my children. So I decided to take business more seriously, learning how other people do it. And then I started to grow my business and the hair accessories company. I started out with me alone making it, but eventually we won a lot of contracts with department stores. And at one time, 2 years after that, we were servicing Toys R Us, 54 department stores in 9 countries. So since then, I started to build a small team. In 2011, I won an award. And from that award, the investor starts knocking my door. So actually, this is everything is unplanned. I just want to let you know that business is never straight, clear cut. So I never planned to be a CEO, and I started a business so simple because that's what I'm comfortable with. And then the investors came knocking in 2011, and they said, hey, why don't you just grow more companies? How about we give you capital? And I'm like, okay. So I learned how to do investments by reading, talking to people, networking, to understand what investment means. So I took the investments, take the risks, really upgrade myself, upskill myself, and I went on to invest in brick and mortar businesses. And in 2016, which is about 4 years later, I decided to enter the tech world. So I start my first tech company, and I sold all my brick and mortar businesses. And I raised another 500,000 in 2016. And that's how Spenless Cosmetics became a global company. We start franchising, we start employing, and we manage 25,000 people in our network. And we are a team of partners and employees, about 60 of us in a lot of countries now. And then from there, I didn't want to stop at one tech company, so I said let's do a holding company. And I said I can do much more than this. So we went on to launch our educational platform, Spellless Academy. We launched our
Yeah.
digital agency, Spellless Creative Studio, and hopefully in the future we can open Spellless Travel as well. So these are all community marketplaces that connects people all over the world, whether they want to learn about business, whether they want to be a social seller, or whether they want help with your digital marketing. So we try to service as many people as possible. And it's really funny because, again, 10 years ago, I was a stay home mom breastfeeding my third child. So, and suddenly right now I'm trying to manage people, employees, team, contracts, investors, stakeholders. So it's a big leap for 10 years. But that's a clear sign that you don't have to be, for example, you don't necessarily have to have a degree to do this. You don't necessarily have to be a single woman to do this. And I started my business with a hair clips company with $100. So it's amazing how that has taken me. And I learn a lot. I fail a lot, but you get wiser. So that's my story.
They're amazing. Like, I mean, I love what you said about, in business, it's not really clear cut. It's not like a straight path. You won't always know where you're going or where it will lead you. But what I love about you, or what I love about what you said was, you just started. I mean, you really just started. You didn't even know, like you said, you didn't have like a business background, you didn't know anything, and you started just by watching in YouTube. You learned how to make ribbons. Imagine $100 to start a business, and what she is right now and how many companies she's really starting right now. It just started from that. Now she created ribbons and posted it online, have had her daughter, wear it and post it online, and then some of her friends liked it, and it became. Now I love what you also mentioned before, like when you started, the demand was actually very, there was already an increasing demand. So now you were teaching a group of moms to do the same, like to increase the production. And then how many countries do you actually supply? Do you have to supply you have the ribbons right now? 14 countries,
Ribbon.
right? Or 25?
Okay, for the ribbons business, we supply to 9 countries. So, and at one time, 50 department stores. So, but this company is still running, but it's majorly online sales now because obviously brick and mortar right now in COVID is not
Yes,
very good anyway. Yeah.
yes.
But it's
Yeah.
still running. It's been 10 years. So I didn't want to sell off this company because I have a lot of bond with it and it's a good
Yes.
memory.
Yeah. And it kind of like it sticks to you because it's your first baby, it's your first baby business. But look where it got you, it just really opening and just really starting, starting, even if you don't know where to start yet, just really starting, and then it will open to a lot of opportunities, a lot of roads, just like, just like what happened to Lisa. And it's been amazing, and I have to say it's been an amazing ride for you. Amazing. And I keep on actually following. I'm actually also following right now the Spend Less Academy, the Spend Less Beauty Network, and you also should follow her. She's in Instagram, but she has 100,000 plus followers on LinkedIn. She's a very she's an influencer talaga in LinkedIn, but I follow her more on Instagram and in Facebook. And yeah, it's amazing. And if you're inspired by her story, just do type in the comment section what part there in the story, where are you most inspired, where are you more most inspired of. And then my next question would be, a lot of the moms here would be starting mompreneurs, or they are mompreneurs, they're starting right now, but they're lost. When what am I doing, or where should I go, or how should I grow my business and everything. And what is your advice for these mompreneurs and the starting mompreneurs? Like, where should they start, or what should they start? Like, for example, I'm interested in business, but what should I start and where should I start? I don't have any capital, I don't have any business background. What should I do? Something like that.
Well, perfect. The first thing I wanted to share is before I give the actual advice is never compare yourself with someone else. The problem is when mompreneurs get started, you are a very fragile because it's new for you and you have to make sacrifices in order to start your business. So your journey start with, difficulty compared to somebody who's single, who's a corporate employee. They have just privileges. They have better network than you. So you're going to start in a very disadvantage. So you don't want to, monitor somebody else, okay, and realize that you start comparing yourself, and that would demotivate you really early on. So I want you to, the tip is to focus on your strength, okay, and understand your limitations. Business is about being very honest. I know your business idea is not a person, but if you're not honest with yourself, what you're good at and what you're not good at, then that's when you might get on the wrong direction. Just because somebody becomes a digital marketer doesn't mean you have to do it. Just because someone makes money because they sell a lipstick doesn't mean it is for you. You have to ask yourself, What is your passion? What is it that you love doing? What is it that you can wake up every day for the next 10 years and still smile at doing it? And it could be as simple as baking. I mean, look at my story. It was making clips. Okay, who would have thought about starting a business, buying a ribbon and making hair clips and sell it? You know, people would bake, people would probably resell a beauty product. But I started that way because I have no talent. I realized that I cannot cook, I cannot do anything. So I might as well pick up a skill, but I love art and craft. So I thought that, okay, this is something I'm going to love. Let's start with this. Okay. And when you start a business, you have to understand every day the decision you make in your business, which means that if you try to build a website and you're not good at it, you must understand at some point, okay, maybe I'll save up money and I get a professional to do it. Or I get somebody to barter trade their services with me so that we can exchange our service instead of paying. And that's what I did in the beginning as well because I didn't have any money. So all I did was just trade something, you know. Maybe I do a product review for someone and they do something for me, you know, they do photography for me. Or maybe I, supply them some free goods and in exchange they build a website for me. So I learned to barter because I know if I were to do it myself, I'm not a superwoman. I just start a business. I cannot design my own social media assets. I cannot write my own books. I cannot even do my website. So for me, if you try to learn yourself, it's also okay, but it will take up your time. But if you have some funds that you can save, put aside, and outsource to an expert who can do it faster for you, then your business progress faster. But you have to start with being honest to yourself. If you're not good at it, don't try to pretend that you are. So you can try, and if it's still not working out, find someone who can help you and try to negotiate your way. Maybe you don't have to pay a lot. Maybe there's credit terms. Maybe you can barter trade fully your services and products. So be open to collaboration because after all, that's the new currency of business.
Yes, networking and collaboration. That's actually the new currency of business. And I've heard this from enough time and time and again that your net worth is your network. Yeah. Is your network, and it's really good. And I love what I particularly love what you the advice that you give that you just gave, that never compare your journey with someone else, because most likely what you see in social media are all the success stories, or the point wherein they already have already all the stuff that you would want to have. But then you look at these people, and then you didn't even see them what they did prior to having those particular achievements. So never compare yourself. Just look at yourself, like what Lisa said. Don't look at yourself, just focus on what you want, on what you want to learn from, because there might be times wherein you're not good at with this particular thing, but you want to do it, you want to learn it, and that's okay. That's okay, because it's not always the, like, for me as well. I didn't also know about business when I started, but I really just learned it because I wanted to. So it's not always na are you na okay, this is, I'm good at this, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm good at this, I'm gonna do this. But it's not all the time that you know most of those, right? So be open to learning, and like what Lisa said, be open to collaboration and to networking as well, other business people or other mompreneurs. No, because
Yeah,
moms, we all love to collaborate.
yeah.
Yeah. So what I want to know also, Lisa, like, what has been your greatest challenge as a mompreneur, a CEO, and how were you able to overcome that? Because a lot right now you have so many things going on, like you have so many companies, and I want to know. I'm kind of really interested. What has been your greatest challenge, especially when you were just starting? What has been your greatest challenge then?
So, actually, my personal greatest challenge is always trying to upskill myself to the next level in business. Now, when I started out, for example, some of the problems I have is, of course, understanding social media, but also trying to do so many things on my own. But later on, my problems change, and then the challenge would be like, how do I lead a team of people? How do I inspire people to do their best at work? How do I engage my community? How do I build my personal brand and maintain relationship with people online? So I think one of my challenges right now is there's only one of me, but there's so many relationships around me. You know, in the beginning when you start, you probably deal only with 10 people, five suppliers, da 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 da. But when you're at this level, but of course, people tell me, you don't have, Lisa, you don't have to talk to everybody. You have employees. But to be honest, right, the best clients, stakeholders, and investors, they want a personal relationship with the founder themselves, and it makes a huge difference. So I want to be available for people, and I try not to have a burnout because of this, because I can't be checking on people all the time. So I'm still trying to find my balance. But like I said, I don't want to go up my career ladder and lose touch with people on the ground, because they made me who I am today. And we cannot be successful without people supporting us, especially those people from the beginning. They believed you even when you had nothing, when you were nobody, and they are still there for you despite you doing so much well than they do in your personal life, just because they want to see you succeed. So for
Wow.
that, I treasure relationships so much, and I want people to know that no matter what level I am, whatever my net worth is, I'm still the same person, same mompreneur that started out in the beginning, and every single support is highly appreciated. So I hope I can manage my relationship better and just be there for people when they need me.
Wow. Amazing. I just want to like emphasize, like, never, I liked what you said about, never forget the people who were there when you had nothing. At the very start, when the people who saw your struggle, your challenges, and you would never lose touch as far as you go up the ladder. Never forget the people on the ground, the ones who helped you climb up climb up that ladder. I like that. Wow. Yeah. So my next question would be, and this is a very, very common question among mompreneurs, because we manage a lot. And that's no kidding. You have 3 kids. I have 2 kids, and I can just imagine my days are crazy, and I can just imagine what you have because you have three. And that was also the time you had 3 kids, less than four, when you started. I tell you what, amazing. Like, how
Newborn.
and you were breastfeeding at that time, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm just really curious though. We all have different time, how we manage time, but how do you manage time and everything else that's going on with your life?
So you're right. I sometimes I think about this story as well, and I have no idea how I could go through that period of time where I had a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn, and I'm trying to go to work. And at that time, my business, the first business, we were selling products to department stores. So I was actually flying to department stores and stocking up the products. And believe it or not, right, I was doing it right at the last month of me giving birth to my third child. And as soon as he was born, and he was out of hospital for jaundice, so as soon as that, 2 weeks later, I took him on a flight with me with 2 luggage bags. I went to 3 department stores in Kuala Lumpur to stock up my goods just for the opportunity to earn money, because it was December, it was Christmas, and people were buying. So I did take my son with me, and he was 2 weeks old, and I was breastfeeding in between the department store in a foreign country with 2 luggages of stock. And I tell myself now, how the hell could I do that? Wake up at 4 a.m., catch the first flight, and came back on 11 p.m. with a newborn. And I think that's what women is actually capable of doing. They could really, if they're really focused, I tell you, no one can stop a woman from doing what they want. I want to make money because it was Christmas, and I couldn't separate from my child for a whole day because he needs me for breast milk. So that's why I did that. But now that they got older, obviously it's easier. So I want to give some advice right now on how I manage my days as a mompreneur. Number one, you have to remember that having children means you cannot plan your off days. Sometimes you plan to do a lot of work today, but your child falls sick. Okay, so it's unplanned. Okay, because you live around your children as well. So for
Yeah.
me, right, whenever you realize that your day is perfectly good, let's say that day none of your kids are sick. So that means you have the opportunity to do more. Just keep on doing. Just fully maximize the day, because you don't know tomorrow you're off the work table because your child needs you because he is unwell. So I want to, especially I have stakeholders and investors. So it's very hard for me to just, abandon the task that I need to do for the week. So let's say today I plan to do 10 things, but if my child is well, they don't need me, I try to do more. So tomorrow, in case they're sick, I can do less. That's my first advice. So whenever you can do more, just do more. Don't say that, okay, I'm only going to work 4 hours and I'm not going to do anything for the rest of the day, because motherhood is all about juggling. So the second thing I want to suggest as well is to incorporate technology tools. There's a lot of technology that can help you to be more effective in your work, like Facebook scheduling, for example, like Trello, or using WhatsApp as means of communication. And the reason I recommend you to integrate technology is because it allows you to work majorly on your smartphone instead of operating from a work desktop. So even
Yeah.
if, let's say, you have to run errands, send your kids to school, you know that you're accessing your email on your phone. You can talk to your employees on your phone. You can assign, delegate tasks using apps on your phone. You can schedule or you can post on social media to boost your personal brand. It sounds like, wow, you're writing something businessy on internet, but actually in real life, you're like running to school, picking up kids. But on social media, you go like, wow, she's like a photo of her at a business desk. But in real life, when you're actually posting that, you're actually trying to carry a kid's school bag. So I want to say that don't be just because you don't know how technology works. This is a time for you to learn because it will make your life easier. And if you don't do it, you will be tired because you realize you have to sit 6 hours in front of a computer. And I hate that as well. So I like to change my work to be 80% on mobile phone and 20% only on desktop. So when I do that, I realize I can work anywhere, even if I take a long bus ride or I take the train, although I'm eating outside. That doesn't mean my work can stop. I can just, especially if you have customer, you want to give a prompt answer so that people can close business really quick. So I do a lot of social selling myself, and I realized just being available on social media just makes people deal with you faster, and they're like, okay, I'll like to order your products. But imagine if you want to come back home and then reply them, they might find your competitor and buy off someone else because the response is slow. So people like fast now, and if you can be online, why not? So just two things. Number one, do your best on the days that everybody's healthy. That's how you manage as a mompreneur. And incorporate technology tools. Most are free of charge, and make your life easier. Business doesn't have to struggle. You just have to be smarter at doing things creatively.
Yeah. Yes. I love what you said. Na, when you have extra time and then all the kids are happy, they're healthy, and they're doing something else. They're focused on their work, and then now you have more time. Maximize that time, do more, because there will be days that you won't be able to do anything else, and you just have to be their mom. There are those days, and it's inevitable because we're moms, and that's really our number one role. That's the reason why we're called mompreneurs, not just entrepreneurs, right? And I love that. And also, I love the advice on technology, because that's actually what I do, especially for me. I'm still breastfeeding my 8-month old. So whenever I breastfeed, that's where I actually, contact clients, email, contact my prospects or something, everything on the mobile phone while I'm breastfeeding. So you can maximize that, because I actually get to be able to sit down really on my desk area and write down, usually at nighttime when everybody else is sleeping. Most of the time, the rest of the day, it's really just my mobile phone. So,
Yeah.
technology. All right. Now this gets more interesting. So, did you know that Lisa is also a personal branding coach? And she has written books on personal branding. Do check it out in her website or in her page, right? Instagram page. She has it there. So now let's gonna talk. This is a bonus for all of you, because I also want to know. Let's talk about personal branding. Okay, so for someone who's starting, Lisa, someone who's starting, you know, yes, they're already aware. For example, okay, I'm already aware that I'm gonna be social selling. I'm gonna be in social media for my business to work, or for my business to succeed. But how do I get myself out there? How do I build my brand? How do I start? There's also what we call as the niche market. How do I find that? And so on. What are your tips on this?
So, personal branding is very important for me, and I still do it anyway. And for the last decade, I built followers on Facebook. For the last 3 years, I have 120,000 followers on LinkedIn, and in a couple of thousand on Instagram. And some people might say, "But Lisa, why do we need to put ourselves out there? Why do we need to showcase our face, for example, as part of personal branding on social media?" Whatever happens in the past, however sales strategies that were used in the past, whether it's flyers distribution, knocking on people's doors, all those strategies doesn't work anymore, because 20 years ago people operate by relationship meeting in person before social media. But now with social media, e-commerce, technology, people are okay to transact online as long as they can put a face to a business. Now this is very important, because when people can see who they're dealing with, who they're talking with, who they're interacting with, people automatically build a level of trust. And the more they talk to you, the more trust gets built up. And eventually, people trust you enough to do business with you, even without meeting you in person, even if you're in from another country. So, personal branding for me and make me a public figure. And public figure means I attract opportunities. The maths is really simple. The more people know about what you do, what you represent, who you are, the kind of person you are, what product you sell, the more information that you feed to people online, the better sense they have and they can make out of you. So they will start to put a picture and impression of you. So slowly, when they follow your story as you share on social media, they start to know what kind of person you are. They know how you smile, they know how you dress, they know how you talk, and then they listen in and they listen more about your product knowledge. So in the end, they understand your services and products. And when people have enough information about who you are and what you sell, that's when people will actually make contact and do business with you. So for me, right, by being a public figure means every day that I post, my posting get out to 50,000 people on social media. And that's a lot of people. So actually, I can
Yeah.
do without a sales team completely, because just the CEO is able to drive hundreds of leads, and we cannot keep up with the leads because it's just far too much. And so that's what I believe in personal brand. But this is not an overnight process. I don't want people to think that, okay, I'm going to be a personal brand and I'm going to have 10,000 followers tomorrow. So I did it for years. Okay. So if you want
Yeah.
to get on board with personal branding yourself, because you want opportunities, this is what we call attraction marketing. You put
Yeah.
yourself out there, giving people a chance to be attracted to you. And if they do, by their choice, they can just contact you, and that's where you can be reached easily on social media, and you can close and follow up to close the deal. So personal branding, I want to give some tips as well to those of you. Number one, right, asking where can I find my target market? Before you put yourself out there, I want you to understand two things. Number one, your product knowledge must be very good. You can never showcase yourself as a representative of your business if you don't have enough information about your own product or services you offer. So if you know very well what you can give to your clients, what kind of value, what kind of benefits people can get from your product, then your knowledge is very deep. And if your knowledge is deep, you should be confident enough to tell people what your business is about. And some people don't do that because they're not confident about their product. Probably they're not passionate about their product. So if you're not passionate, it's just harder to sell or to share. So if you believe in what you sell, trust me, naturally, when you talk about it on social media, people believe you. And that's when people will buy something from you. So product knowledge is absolutely very important. Now, number two as well is to be consistent. You cannot post something about you and your business on Monday and then don't post anything for 3 months. So consistency is very important. And even if no one is buying, trust me, people who see that post will remember. And if people see your post for 7 times in a row in a short period of time, people naturally start to remember your company logo, how you look like, the product. So basically, you want to make sure that people, okay, can continue to be fed of information. Now, when you post something for the first time, trust me, people won't have trust level enough to buy from you, which is why consistent and repeated posts is essential for people to build up trust and eventually transact with you. Once people become your customer, it's so much easier to build a relationship with them, promoting them some new products and whatever else that you want to sell to them. Okay, once people become your customer, internal selling is far easier than trying to convince a stranger. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the different social media platforms. I know a lot of you are confused because you go
Yeah.
like, Lisa, I should be in 5 platforms, right? Does that mean that if I'm on 5 social media, five, so many people will see me times 5? So the way I do personal branding is very different. So, for example, if you run a business, be very clear who you want to target. Are you targeting mothers? Are you targeting business people? Are you targeting SMEs and small business owners? So ask yourself what kind of people you target. Now, those specific kind of people are not in every platform. For example, if you target investors or business founders, they should be on LinkedIn, which is where I am as well. So that's where I target. And then let's say, Lisa, I want to target consumers, people who love to buy product. Then most likely they're on Instagram. People who like to buy, they like to see pictures. So they're on Instagram. And if you say, Lisa, I want to build my own team, I want to run a community of people who wants to become my resellers and my distributors. And Facebook would be the best platform. So therefore, if you look at my tree personality on tree platform, it's very different. So if you go on LinkedIn, it's always about the CEO front. No one really knows there I'm specifically a mompreneur, but people focus a lot on business transaction with me. Then on social media, Facebook, I focus a lot as a social seller. So I'm a beauty influencer. I'm giving reviews, and that's how my beauty influencer follow me very closely, so that they can learn how I do social selling and learn from there. And Instagram is just where I become more casual and relaxed. Sometimes you see a photo of me wearing a face mask over there, drinking coffee. So just a little bit more informal. And people can reach me direct on Instagram, which is what people like. So you need to analyze which platform you want to be on top. And also, the content doesn't have to be the same depending on who you target with. And I know language is also very important. So if you type something, make sure that it's always polite. It's probably in a good sentence structure, spelling, grammar, punctuation, because that is how people know you're professional. If you're just typing very random stuff or things that you didn't put much thought into it, people will question your professionalism as a business person. And same thing as well with the way you dress. Just look presentable, just give your best and write better on social media. If you're not good at it, doesn't matter. Learn how other people write on social media. Follow their style and emulate it into your business. And as long as you keep on improving communication wise, people will start to get attracted to you because they find pleasurable to read your post. And once people like you, that's when people will want you. So you have to take advantage when people like you because you know you can give them so much value.
Yes. I mean, that's actually, that's that's basically it. I mean, whatever, the tips that you heard from Lisa, that's really what personal branding is about. That's really what social selling is about. That's really being an influencer is about. And I love particularly what you said about, because this is my personal, question. Is it advisable to have multiple platform visibility? I love what you said, na it will really depend on the niche market or the target market that you want to, that you want to attract. Like what Lisa said, she has actually three personalities, and not really three personalities. It's still her, but she acts in such a way that's different from each of these platforms. So for example, she's in LinkedIn. Most of the people that she's interacting there with are CEOs, just basically very formal, businessy, and CEO, really the Lisa, the CEO. Now on Facebook, she's more on the beauty expert or the influencer, beauty influencer. And then in Instagram, that's more of the relax or the mompreneur. And that's where I actually met Lisa, because she posts there also about her kids. Them baking, them going to school, and that's no, I love that. I love that advice, because most of the time, a lot of the moms here, the mompreneurs, are kind of, I should go into, they say TikTok is a new thing right now. So I guess just go to TikTok and then just have another platform. And it's going to be crazy. Especially if you're a mom and you're handling so many platforms, it's going to be crazy. So yes, the advice is stick to your target market. Anyway, you're doing this to give value to the people who will follow you, who will trust you, and who would want to listen to you as well. And these are your people. These are your niche market or your target market. So do talk to them and not to everyone else. So stick to that. All right. This has been such a great afternoon. This has been such a great session, Lisa. And like as always, I am still so much inspired and so much in awe of your story. Just as the first time that I heard it, still the same. Ganun pa rin. The effect that it has on me, I'm amazed. And I'm actually having so many things and going through my mind right now. And I'm definitely going to ask you some more questions offline. Offline definitely. And so for everyone here, and so loud and clear from where I am, we have here Kelvin from Malaysia. Mabuhay. Ayan, she went through a lot during her early days from being a single mom. Yes. Now, she's not actually a single mom,
Not
but
now.
no, no.
For 6 years. I was for 6 years though in the entrepreneurship. So I was a single mom for 6 years, and then I remarried 2 years ago.
Yes. So she now is no, she's no longer a single mom at the moment, but when she started, she was. So amazing. And hi to Thelma Marie Bombita. All right. So this has been such a pleasure having you. It's really, really a pleasure as always. We hope I can still invite you in some more sessions in the future. Sana sana. And thank you so much, Lisa, for for gracing us with everything that you have given to us. So much value, so much knowledge, so much information, so much insights. Thank you so much, Lisa, for being here.
Thank
And
thank you so
last
much, Dr.
last question pala, because I also want the audience or want the people here to reach out to you. Where can they reach you, or what are the projects that you have right now, the upcoming projects that you would want to, that you would want to promote to us?
Oh, thank you so much. Actually, I was telling Dr. Jed earlier before this show that I'm going to Manila. So I'm actually moving over to the Philippines for 3 years at some point, hopefully next year. Because of the COVID, it was restricted a little bit. Actually, one of my business was expanding a beauty brand and growing Penniless cosmetics in Philippines. So we do have 4,000 Filipinos in our network at the moment. But as soon as I get to Philippines, we're trying to grow our network of social media influencers there. So we've got a team of 4,000 there, and we want to go there and do so much more, bring in new brands, and teach people how to become excellent social sellers. So till then, I'll see you in Philippines next year.
Wow, amazing. So Philippines, now Philippines, Lisa is going to be here. Like I said, I'm definitely going to meet you in one of those 3 years, because she's gonna be staying here for 3 years. But no, and she's gonna start the Spend Less Beauty Network right here, and
Yes,
it's going
yes.
to be
We'll be
amazing.
going over there. Yes.
All right. Yan. So abangan natin 'yan. Ayan. So for ano naman for next week, it's still going to be a women empowerment series in mom empowerment series. To take out ko lang to, wait lang. Kasi yun. So it's still going to be the again a continuation of the women empowerment series or the mom empowerment series, and I'm still going to be featuring another empowering mompreneur, like as empowering as Lisa. Grabe, no? So much so much, the stories that you hear here, the stories that you get to learn from, the tips that you also get to learn from here. It's grabe, it's priceless, and these are coming from really from experience. That's why it's much more valuable from that, because you get to really see how they started. Now it's not always easy. Now what you see in social media are really that success. It's a tip of the iceberg, but there's a deeply rooted success story to that, to the beginning, how they started. It's really a struggle. And remember what Lisa said, na she had to bring her 2 week old and breastfeeding him and two luggages to another country just to sell her stuff. And most of the time, if you're really just starting, it's going to be like that. Imagine that. Can you imagine yourself like that? But rest assured that if you keep on doing it, you know the success will be, just around the corner. Success will be given to you if you keep on doing it. I love what this particular saying I got this morning, and it was from one of my mompreneur tribe members, my one of my leaders there. She sent me this quote. It was several quotes actually, and she asked me to like take a screenshot. Just take a screenshot, and a random quote will be given to me, and for the rest of the week that will be my main quote now. So this was what I got. It said, the flowers are there as a reminder for you on why the rain is necessary. It's kind of like that, no? All of that, no, Lisa might have told you a lot of the challenges when she started, but always be reminded that that's the rain. And there will always be that flowers in when you see the success, when you're already when you already have that success, all the things that you've been dreaming about, That is the flower, and the reason for the rain is for you to have that flower, right? The blooming flowers. All right. So I hope this you find this session useful, you find this session inspiring and insightful, and till then, to our next episode of the Mompreneur MD next Monday. And until then, keep chasing big dreams and our little kids. Bye bye.